Hello there, everybody. Welcome to an alt VP Mix Semifinals. I'm here with Dr. Steelhammer,
Hello.
and we're going to watch Fircoal and wmorrison play. This is a first to 2.5 wins. This is a mix tournament where there should be lots of alternative VP, as the name implies. I haven't watched any of these, maybe one, but I don't really remember. I haven't watched any of these games yet, so we'll see what kind of kingdoms they are coming up with here.
Yeah, it looks like 3 alt VP things in the first.
Yeah, they have a vineyard kingdom without any plus buy, I think. So the only way to sort of rack up action counts is with Haggler, and then you have to kind of switch to picking up the vineyards, I guess. If you were gonna try to do vineyard.
And there's Tomb with
yeah.
Yeah.
No trashing. I'm surprised that wasn't filtered by the maybe Cave doesn't have those capabilities yet. But sometimes for the mixed kingdom generators they have some additional rules to prevent duddy kind of things like that.
Yeah, interesting.
They've both opted.
Yeah.
It's interesting. I would almost be when you. I mean, you could do it, but you're locking in your transport on a. You're locking in your first 5 on a buy which I'm not sure is correct, but I mean, you're not strictly locking it in.
Yeah. I could see a Haggler here.
Yeah. I guess you can. This is not a great Haggler board because everything costs 5. I guess the hunting grounds in is pretty good.
Yeah.
Pick up a tunnel. That's a
my
little
intuition
surprising.
Would be that this is more money-ish.
I would agree. The only thing that could eventually be a lot of points is wild hunts, maybe, but you can't pick up a wild hunt and a village on the same Haggler, so that doesn't really work for.
True. Oh yeah.
You can buy. You could have 2 Hagglers by a province and get a couple engine pieces. That could be nice, but
yeah, I select the Haggler for either province or gold, and then that comes with the hunter. It's pretty good.
Yeah. No, the Haggler is good. I shouldn't have said it wasn't. This Fircoal deck has only exiled estate or coppers rather. And then bought a tunnel for reasons which are not entirely clear to me.
So in has to follow eventually, right?
Yeah, you have to get an in, but honestly the order there is crazy, right? Like you're just begging to have 0 money hands. I mean, the hunter can activate it as well, but like,
yeah, I guess if you exile all the coppers,
yeah,
you'll get 2.
But yeah, you have to see 2. I mean, it's not like it wouldn't be that weird to see it with an estate just kind of raw, but it certainly isn't something you could count on happening in a quick enough time that your economy isn't wrecked by what else you're doing. So wmorrison looks pretty solidly ahead here, I would say, just based off the quality of buys so far. It's also not a terrible kingdom for, a coven, just as far as even a points angle, right? Just if you play it 3 times, that's pretty valuable here.
Yeah, unfortunately, it also costs 5. The Haggler is really unhappy this game.
Yeah,
that's everything.
But if you're pretty clean, I guess I can imagine getting it off a Haggler.
Yeah.
As you buy a province or something.
Just so many competing things. So Morrison has deck in hand.
Yeah, this is super over actually. If Morrison is like Morrison is like sort of careful. It's that bad already for sure.
I would buy Province, yeah, pretty sure.
I would either do that or like a second Haggler. I guess it's a little hard. You wouldn't necessarily be able to play them. Maybe, yeah. I mean, you'd be fine just doing provinces for sure. It's not gonna lose.
With an in. Okay, so that gives room for another terminal next turn. Oh,
yeah,
here we go.
there it is.
But now we have a gold. It's not like that does
No, it doesn't do
that
it.
much.
It
Even.
doesn't do anything.
That's the other problematic part about the
Yeah,
tunnel activation here.
Like, I mean, it's fine. It's fine to have one in your deck, but
Yeah.
tunnel is a really hard sell when you're not. And I really am baffled by it. Like, you could have bought a silver and bought better cards for sure. The tunnel is so weak when you aren't wanting multiple golds.
Yeah, and the leg of buy is just
There's no use for multiple golds here. There's barely use for one, and there's not any use at all for two.
I think you exile copper over the province, right? With all the hunters and the potential bounty hunter.
And maybe they'll get punished for it.
I doubt it.
No, they're not losing punished, but like have a turn where they don't buy province.
Okay.
This isn't like, well, okay, you find it in. The sad underdraw would have been like finding, oh, that's weird that they didn't take the, oh, that was a really bad choice. This is all pretty bad actually, but that W. Morrison didn't take an in on the first hunter reveal was kind of crazy. Just because it unlocks your hunting grounds, which is big. And otherwise, they bottom deck the other end, and they're stuck. So I didn't like that choice at all, but again, it's... They have slacks. They had slacks, so they could just exile hunting grounds and still hit province. Fine.
Yeah. Interesting that bounty hunters are around. It feels like a card that rewards going straight to provinces quite a bit.
Yeah, that's true. I think I can see a kind of logic where you think it might do something, but it probably more anti-combos with those things more than anything. Like you can imagine, but you're right. The real threat to all VP is generally not can they get big enough, but our province is just too fast. And the angle where I can see an angle like, oh, you have bounty hunter, it'll let you set aside duchies, and you can
all the gardens,
you can set aside all the garden, whatever. But the in practice, it's just sort of better at doing like one province a turn and keeping the cleanliness that way.
Yeah.
W. Morrison played a hunting grounds raw, but it was allowed to go backwards in time.
Yeah. Probably didn't matter. But I think that quite sums up how I felt about Exile early when it was released versus how it actually plays out.
I mean, I enjoy. There are a lot. I mean, it's used in a lot of different ways, but just like the pure thinners are not.
Yeah, yeah. The
most
bounty hunters and sanctuaries.
I mean, I still like both of those cards, but
yeah,
I don't know why there's a second gold in that deck. The Covens now is also just so. I guess
Yeah,
Fircoal
that's
has.
2 points to
I,
turn.
I guess Fircoal has to do it. You know, there's no
It's
other.
it's 2 points to turn, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe the undo. Yeah, it probably wouldn't have done anything either way if it got denied the raw hunting ground play. But yeah, I'm expecting a resignation with this province. Not sure what's left to do here.
I guess the
With okay, that's a neat thing about the second Hagler, right? You can just hunting grounds in
yeah
on top. That's
you just can't lose.
yeah. Yeah.
So Fircoal must have had some sort of unfortunate draws on the bounty hunters at the start, but I think also made it worse
Yeah, the hunter was
than it needed to be.
not the hunter, the tunnel was counterproductive.
Yeah. So maybe losing either way, but was first player, so definitely went behind more than like a half turn swing by like the early shuffle went behind more like 2.5. So
Mhm. Okay, second kingdom. Nobody has 5, so both need to open silver. This is an interesting 4. Is it maroon?
you could do marine or you could do mill both would probably be fine.
Yeah. They're both hitting sentry.
Have some plus buy here attached to a village, which is going to make the wild hunt stuff a lot more viable, or would, except for the fact that there's Way of the Worm, which means those estates just get probably slowly disappeared in a way that means the wild hunt stuff can't really ever pay off in a big way. Charlatan as a 5 buy I really dislike. I mean, not that it's horrific or anything, but I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Even Witch is just better, right?
Yeah, I would prefer Witch.
From the curse.
The village, I mean, this is like a Smithy village deck ultimately in some way, and so terminal money is just not as efficient here as draw when you eventually have not as consistent and efficient as when you can just add draw and eventually you can have a vault or whatever. Obviously 3 is bigger than 2, but still it's like you have some cost to that in terms of cycling and consistency.
Yeah. Also, the curses do go for 4 cards with maroon in this kingdom, right?
That's true. That is
It's
true.
a slight nudge away. I don't think it matters that much.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's
So,
interesting. Four is a lot.
so the wild hunt player gets the first estate with it. Oh, mill. I'm surprised. Thought this was going to be a second village. But yeah, if you draw it on top, that's all is good. What do you hope to get out the mill here?
I don't know.
Just some extra money.
Yeah, I'm surprised at a mill there.
I mean, Ironmonger mill decks are fine. Unfortunately, I don't think this kingdom is quite at the power level where this is like a rewarding thing to do.
Yeah, I mean you can have copies of them, but it's not
Whereas,
like you want that particularly.
if the charlatan was a haggler here, right, then
Yeah.
what a day we would be having.
Fircoal gets to do the big, had a cursed top deck, so got to do the larger. Guess the mill is for
Yeah.
century stability or something.
Okay, didn't trash the curse here to hit 8. So what do we do with 8?
Ironmonger Workers Village.
Yeah, I mean, 9 I would have liked to see. Maybe this turn with another curse. One Ironmonger hit.
The 4s are kind of spread out, so I'm not sure one of those piles like has to empty.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to. This game could last a decent amount of time. You'd think the estates and curses, but a third pile isn't. It depends on how they keep going on the mills, I guess, because those have a chance to lower. But
I'm expecting some workers villages to go just for the buys too.
yeah,
Yeah.
but they could just be, you know, I mean, going to 4 buys is overkill here. I mean, you're not gonna have that much money.
Yeah, true. The money part is a bit tough here. Oh, okay. I mean, that's what I missed. The mill sets the sentry up nicely too.
Yeah.
So 9 is pretty good. Labyrinth point probably split in the middle here.
Yeah, unless Fircoal does.
Oh.
wmorrison
Yeah.
will have it for sure this turn.
And even that is probably. Oh, does worm work? No, right?
No.
No, but yeah. So yeah, over investing in Wild Hunts not advisable, but it's still pretty good draw here.
Yeah, I think Wild
So
Hunt's.
second stack.
I think Wild Hunt's good here. I just
Yeah. Oh
that
wow,
was interesting.
challenging one's fate with some gold silver added to the deck.
So wmorrison's gonna be able to take a 4-point estate here and almost. Well, to be honest, you could even let it rock another turn because Fircoal only has 1 Wild Hunt and is pretty likely to want to just play it as draw. You would guess. If they use the Wild Hunt here to take this state, they did this order slightly wrong.
Yeah.
Would have
Expecting.
gotten 2 estate trashes.
Oh
But
yeah, I would have expected the charlatan to be played here. But yeah, this way. Okay.
so I'm not clear on all. I don't think they were super careful there because you have to think about taking the. I mean, you take the points there, but you didn't really have to, just based on what your opponent's deck looked like at that
Yeah, that's a
point.
good point.
Because Fircoal only had the 1 Wild Hunt, and so is either stopping in the middle of their turn without drawing some stuff, or is, you know, I mean, they can take it, of course, but a little weird.
And they also could have played a charlatan, cursed them,
Yeah,
and they would have gotten another buy with it.
Yeah.
So,
So it seemed a little fast to me. It also, like I said, it was the wrong order if you're going to do it that way to do the. I think. I don't remember the exact terminal count. Maybe they couldn't do it the way I'm thinking of. Yeah, they couldn't have.
oh,
But.
I see. Yeah.
I was thinking of something with the mill, but it's funny that the charlatan is just done being played, I guess.
You know, we use the Wild Hunt to gain a state for the worm again, overplaying the charlatan. That is...
It's a bit odd in the sense that if you're the person with the 2 Wild Hunts, I would think the
True.
opposite of what you do. Even if you choose to play the Wild Hunt, I would think you just put the VP on it.
Yeah. Maybe
Instead
they are
of doing
over-indexing on the maroon curse synergy. So they're like, oh, never mind, I don't want to
yeah, it could be,
give
but
them that.
could be fear of that. But Fircoal doesn't get a whole lot of value out of draw at this point, to be honest. I mean, putting in these goals is all a little
Why is
weird.
curse?
I guess to be fair to the players, the payload here is awkward enough in various directions that it's not clear to me that how to play this, but I haven't really liked the decks very much, except in
What do you
just,
say about buying a curse?
that's pretty crazy. Maybe it's worth it. I mean, they did draw the hand for it right off the bat. So,
Yeah.
you know.
Mm-hmm. It's like
I guess they knew what was gonna happen, so it's such a funny thing. You have one maroon. Like it's like
yeah.
you have to have
Yeah.
this draw for it to like otherwise it's similar to buying a copper, which you wouldn't do. I don't think. It's very strange, but it did work out in this instance.
Yeah, maybe it's also sending a message about the charlatan.
Just further psychological warfare.
Yeah. So do we see the charlatan being played or marooned
This
here?
is so crazy. You gotta play it. I mean, it's not that good. Money is good. You got 3 buys.
It's 7. Yeah.
Really, you gotta play it. That's such a weird fear thing. It's really funny.
Yeah. Yeah, I like 10. I liked having 10 money here. Oh, okay. So I guess we are working towards a 3-buyer. Not the way we expected, but
This is so funny to me. wmorrison also added that curse as a draw, but already has way more draw than they need to go through this deck, and has no like big money pay. Like Fircoal now can buy provinces and have a point lead that wmorrison has absolutely no, real capability to threaten. I don't think, unless maybe with the mills. Guess you can overdraw, and then we'll see. I have to see how much money they put out here. You do like a fairgrounds in a workers village here, or fairgrounds in an ironmonger? I don't know.
Yeah, we haven't talked about fairgrounds that much.
I mean, it's like an easy 4. I mean, it's an easy 6 VP fairgrounds, to be honest, but
well, we already got the curse.
it's a trivial 4.
Oh,
Those were insane, actually. That's an insane set of buys. You don't have that many actions. You can't put in.
Yeah.
You can't put in 2 stop cards, 2 terminals, one of them a terminal stop card, and just be like, "Oh yeah, everything will be great."
This is a deserved hand, you would say.
Yeah, it's 100% deserved. I mean, it's fortunately okay. It buys a province, but like, this is. I do love watching this because it's just such a classic Dominion player kind of thing. Of just like, there's this interaction, so it must be relevant, or it must mean something.
Yeah, evaluating it in context is a difficult thing to do.
People who play Dominion just love interactions.
Yeah. I mean,
but
Dominion is
it's
probably at its best when they are actually good.
uh,
Yeah,
true.
it's
It's not even that the maroon cursing is real. It's just like you don't have to go buy them. It's just like a friendly bonus if it
yeah,
happens to you.
yeah. It's small. Yeah. That's what I tried to emphasize in the beginning. It is an interaction, but it's not a board-defining interaction. Um, yeah, but also the charlatan buy from Fircoal here.
It's like an angle
Also
to
kind of
have.
goes
It's like an
against
angle to have curse control, I guess. But like, it's so.
curse control. Another. Are we still allowed to say unique for Fairground, or is it distinct now?
I don't know.
I,
Do
I,
people argue about that? I'm sure people do argue about that. I say uniques.
okay, yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
I'll say
So
whatever.
I
And
don't
I
know.
don't even know if I say anything, but certainly not willing to prosecute it.
So Fircoal is easily a 10, yeah, but also quite close to 15.
Man, do these people think that these ironmongers are like 100% villages? These are insane terminal counts for these decks.
Okay, so there's a village.
This is so crazy. These are good players. It's not even that they're that bad, but it's like the balance is not there to really
Mhm,
use everything
mhm,
they've gained. And I would think it is like
mhm,
sort of clear. But hey, if the iron, well, that one didn't get village.
yeah. I mean,
The nice vault
I,
does sort of cover some sins here, but all right, this worked out nice for W.
yeah,
Morrison. Maybe his wasn't as bad or as far as off as I thought. And really, honestly, Fircoal's may not be either, but they don't have a lot of leeway.
wait, we have a second charlatan.
Yeah. This is very close to a finish, but they are a buy short, I guess. Maybe a little money short too. No, just the buy. Oh. Really got to score some points here. But then you definitely can dud on the next turns. But you could get away with Province Fairgrounds Ironmonger or something. Yeah. Yeah. That looks pretty nice. Because Fircoal now is just in this backseat position that it's gonna take a dud from W. Morrison to escape. Because they're not even gonna score enough that the like quad mill isn't just enough to win, probably. Are you still here?
Sorry about that.
No,
I was gone for a second.
no worries.
Can you hear me again? Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so what did I miss? The buy, Province Ironmonger Fairgrounds, and then Province Fairgrounds. Okay.
So this will just be quad mill for a finish for W. Morrison. We'll once they find the vault, we'll super easily have enough money.
Okay, that's the vault. I mean, Fircoal's hand is also dead again, so
Yeah.
yeah. What I was about to say is when I disconnect is, yeah, just I noticed this with myself that sometimes I just misjudge a kingdom so badly that I wonder whether I played Dominion before. It just
Yeah. I don't even think the decks here, like again, the cards in them are what the cards you would
Yeah.
want to buy here. Well, it's all the cards, but the
Yeah.
the the balance wasn't there.
And the curses. Those were the ones that we took issue with.
I don't know who this Paulo is. I'm gonna get tossed.
I mean, Yapin is kind of our job here.
This is easy.
So this means that it's 2-0.
Yeah, we're on a match
right?
point.
Yeah. Match point. Oh, there is actually the other exiled card that we talked about earlier. And a 5/2 for Fircoal. Okay, I mean, this place is also good open. Yeah. You can displace into cemetery. There's draw, there is payload, probably horn. We have museum around.
Yeah, horn should be probably the finish here. It's a little awkward because you can't gain the nobles with it safely. But you could just spend your buy. I mean, you should be able to still have $6 some way and then buy a nobles while gaining workers, villages, and horns. Should be able to keep up with stuff pretty well until you have threat on whatever provinces or 3-pile.
Yeah.
This place here does not find an estate, so
That's sad.
another sad sad kind of start for Fircoal in terms of the opening colliding with estates or not. So it's interesting to do the butterfly off rip on the forge there. I'm always a cemetery avoider, and I kind of think sometimes I'm maybe not like fully avoiding, but I feel like maybe sometimes I'm missing stuff, but sometimes it does feel a little wheel spinning. It's nice here because you have this place anyway, so you can just turn it into the next thing.
Yeah, that's a big part of it, I would think.
Yeah.
But now for Fircoal, with a forager already and stuff, the timing is quite difficult to squeeze one in now. I guess they both already got one?
Yeah. The problem is one person's deck is like 6 cards smaller than the other person's deck already, and that's not gonna get better. I think he'd take a gold, actually.
Okay, Morrison used 2 cemeteries. Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
I guess you could take Horn, actually. Never mind. You have enough uniques to play.
Yeah.
Well,
I would think it's on. Yeah.
Yeah. You're kind of
just get a worker village.
When do you buy the curse?
On the last turn?
Yeah. You get a vagrant here, helps your horn quite a bit. This seems like easy vagrant, though you could argue for silver, I guess. Though what are you?
Yeah. Maybe to get to nobles a little easier.
Yeah, I mean, it is nice to be able to buy it at some point. But if this silver had been a vagrant, you would have had a much better horn here.
True. Well, any work village.
Okay. It's all right anyway.
By the vagrant now.
Yeah, it's still a really good turn.
Oh yeah, like getting rid of the forager like that. That's good.
This is all very nice.
alt VP Mix.
This is like
What is it like?
this is a super easy win for wmorrison from here. I think.
Are you debating between over and super over? Oh.
No, I just started reading something on the Discord that interrupted my train of thought.
Ew. Yeah, so this could be one of the quicker semifinals.
Yeah. So you displace the workers' village to nobles here and then get another horn. Oh, this is pretty good too. No, I like my line better. I like having the second copy of nobles before the next shuffle.
Yeah.
I don't really like this because you can get a vagrant buy also in there, and then the sanctuary is super pointless. It's not pointless. You're trying to get the uniques. It's pointless for this stage.
Not that strong.
It's pointless until you're ready to like do the province, I think. Charlatton's actually okay. The draw is not great here though, with just a single note. It may work out okay. Nope.
Okay, wrong order here. Needs to play the sanctuary first to find the nobles.
Yeah.
But yeah, Fircoal still has 10 cards in his draw deck, and I'm afraid not all of them are great. Okay, displaces the charlatan. Interesting. I guess that's the only thing he can displace this turn. So
No, I think that was
Game.
good.
Okay.
You need more draw. The problem was that previous turn not getting the second note. It's all
Do we see a ghost here? two museum points. Hey,
yes.
yeah.
Maybe I'm just a cemetery hater because I'm a ghost hater.
Oh. You don't have to get one with him. But just the association.
The association.
Too much.
I really.
How do you feel about Exorcist?
Maybe I'm just bad. Oh, I love Exorcist. But I never use it. I've never used it. Get a ghost in my life.
Okay, so you can separate the two.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. Maybe one time in my life. I wonder if there's something clever you can do here.
Probably, right? Probably it also takes some brain.
It's kind of hard to get
to figure out.
I mean, they're really okay. I do like this butterfly. I like that as an idea. Yeah. And then you can go backwards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't play the sanctuary.
Yeah.
Do the displace back to down to the nobles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. You can even top deck one. You can play the sanctuary now and have one top decked.
And you should. Yeah. Yeah, that's a very nice time.
Then regain your nobles. Regain your workers' village. That was good. Another horn. I guess you could think about getting your charlatan back.
Do another displace. Oh, okay.
You could do the charlatan. I mean, I guess you could displace. You can do a lot of these things mid-turn, whatever. Anyway, but you have your charlatan back. You can get a gold then, and then have your 8s. Probably more like 10s. I haven't counted, but
so yeah, it feels like a turn where you can end. Maybe not quite. Yeah, so you can't really even play for a dot here, right? Your opponent just top deck the nobles. So yeah, you can hope, I guess, gain a horn of plenty by nobles, ghost nobles, and hope that Morrison doesn't end. I think that's what I would do.
Mm,
Any alternative suggestions?
sounds
It's
fine.
now the
Well, you gotta add
now the
pip.
time to buy a curse.
Yeah, and do it. Get it up to 3. There it is. Gotta do it. The Workers Village buy was a little weird. Or Workers Village gain.
Yeah, I would have gained another horn of plenty.
Yeah, if you're getting, because it also would have been a lot worse to ghost a Workers Village than a Nobles.
Yeah, for sure.
You also just didn't gain any threat on anything really for the next turn.
So what do we anti besides nobles? Cemeteries? States?
How many buys do you have?
Depends on how many villages I displace, right? But
You could get your charlatans back and go for the curses, maybe. That should work, I think. If
I
you
sure wish I had another horn of plenty, but yeah.
if you displace into a charlatan, you play you have 3 more buys, can displace a nobles into whatever, and you do 2 curse plays. You have 7 buys for the curses and 2 horns for the nobles, and you can displace a nobles into province. So displace this.
You need that. You don't even need the province, right?
No, but then I don't have to count anything. No,
Okay.
I mean, minus what is it? -2. It's like +6 versus -7. So yeah, you're only losing 1 point, and also you get the museum. So it's really whatever.
Yeah.
It's really net points to the opponent, I guess. But I mean, net points to you relative to the opponent. Anyway, that line sounded right to me. I mean, it sounded like a 3 pile.
So you say there's even an extra
There's an extra
province.
province gain, yeah.
Are there enough actions? Can I play the?
Yeah.
I guess we can play the nobles.
You just have to play 4 terminals.
Okay, 4. Yeah, 4 is good. 4 works for me. And 2 displaced targets, which is the nobles and the other displays. Well, they can't both be. Okay, this looks more like not winning this turn. But this, well, in your line, this still is fine, right? Start with province for fun, and then do the pile out. Okay. So we're officially out of the charlatan line.
Yeah. There's still a line though. I'm pretty sure. I think you can still win just off just buying all the curses. Or not buying, but gaining some with Horns of Plenty and stuff.
Yeah.
Now you can't.
That's,
You needed to do... Maybe it was totally gone, but...
Oh. I'm guessing the sanctuary turns into nobles, and is this province? Can this be province with on? No, right? Looks
1, 2, 3,
quite
4.
uniform.
No, there's only 6 or 5.
Yeah.
One,
All
2,
these
3.
cards look the same. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not even. They're just duchies, I think. This was a really weird sequence, to be honest. I think it'll probably be fine.
So 2 turns before that were pretty good. This one leaves some questions open because winning is generally considered
Winning's good.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
the good thing is Fircoal's deck is still not very good.
yeah,
But I'd be a little afraid that there's some trickery to do to
with
get
the
up
curse,
to something.
to forge a curse.
Yeah, that part I'm not too afraid of, but
Oh.
I think
I misread you there.
I think the threat is just whether they could do 5 provinces. And that seems unlikely.
Yeah, it's province into gold. Power to ghost.
Island. Everybody loves Island.
Yeah. It used to be my favorite card when I got my second expansion.
It's nice.
Yeah. It's like exile for old people that played before Menagerie.
It is funny how unfavorably Island compares to like the bounty hunters and sanctuaries of the world.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
But it's still a playable card. I think that's the best thing about Dominion is like how awful some things are in a relative sense of direct comparisons, but can still be,
Yeah.
really good even.
Sometimes. Yeah. So 10 points down after this turn. And again, 8 curses, 5 displaces, 4 provinces, all legit targets probably.
You gotta go ahead and play the Sanctuary, wmorrison, and just see if you find a workers' village. You don't need to do anything with it. Okay.
What if there are no villages in the next 3?
Well.
Oh, there's one.
I think they would still have won, but there would have been the score would have ended closer. All right, there it all is.
Okay. So
everything we want or need
would be fairly trivial, unless you want to maximize points, I suppose. Oh,
going for the cemetery pile.
Yeah.
Seems like one of the pile outs. Actually, that one doesn't even work, does it?
It doesn't?
Are there enough?
Are you sure?
I guess there is enough. Yeah, there's enough. There's enough.
Fircoal sword coming.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Well, it was really a story
wmorrison...
of exile.
True.
Or at least, two stories of exiles.
Yeah. So they're waiting in the finals for the other semifinal to play. Let me check real quick what that is. It's Person Man versus the X Strategist
Okay.
sometime in the future. But yeah, congratulations to Morrison, W. Morrison.
Yep.
Clean sweep.
Congrats. Well played. All right. Well, this was a light work. 50 minute match. No problem. We can get back to our days.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Thank you for being around.
Sure. Thanks for talking. Thanks everyone for watching. See you later.
all.